Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Talk about Vechain, and they actually got featured on state-backed TV recently. Essentially, this is it's a China-backed TV station, and it actually explained. I got tweeted this Vechain and its role in the 5-year national plan, and there's a lot of demand with employees with skills to work with Vechain. Now they mentioned Vechain only like once or twice in the 3-minute interview. I think once. But the interview was actually conducted in Vechain headquarters. That's something that I didn't realize until someone actually pointed out to me. And the report was actually made by the Shanghai Media Group, which is a state-sponsored group. And it does have strong support from China, and Vechain is being presented as a key player. So, like, we've already had, like, back in January, where Vechain was touted to be part of the vaccine tracking, which is still going on. And this is a pretty good signal or a pretty good sign that Vechain is going to gain more prominence in China. I think some people are worried whether the supply chain will actually be controlled by the Chinese government. We don't really know that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't really think so. It's actually headquartered in Singapore to actually avoid some of the Chinese regulations. Either way, like, such tracking will definitely make usage of the chain have some FOMO, and if China ever allows exchanges on its mainland, VeChain will pump really, really hard. I mean, it's already pumped really hard from like less than half a penny last year to all the way up to like 14 cents of today. That's like 28x, but it would pump even harder if that were actually to happen. And basically, like, it basically talks about VeChain's application outside of just cryptocurrencies, about VeChain's application in real world businesses and the growing demand for professionals. China, remember, isn't really against crypto. They just don't really want you trading on the mainland to wash like money. If they do actually trade, if they actually do allow an exchange, it will probably be very localized. It'll kind of be like Korea's market, where it's cut off from the rest of the world. You won't be able to transfer to exchanges outside of China. But, you know, as we've seen with XRP right now, like, a market like that can still pump a coin, because Korea is basically doing all the XRP pumping right now. You can tell with like Upbit's volume. If you just look at CoinMarketCap's Upbit volume, XRP's volume is several times of Bitcoin. Whereas, like, if you go on any of the other non-Korean exchanges, Bitcoin is generally still number one in volume. So you can see that, like, even a very localized market can actually still pump a coin. And I'm hoping to see that with China and VeChain. China's, like, obviously more strict than South Korea, because it's more akin to North Korea than South Korea. But if they actually allow trading of a coin, I bet like traders will actually pump up their own coins. I think the government might even do that just for their own interests. So, you know, from a purely monetary perspective, it's still very, very, it's a very good investment. From like maybe like a government perspective, I don't really know if you would invest in it, but from a pure monetary perspective, it is actually still very cool. And being supported by Chinese media is a big step. Also, another sign again that it is actually going to be used a lot, especially with the government. And VeChain is going to be part of this big infrastructure build in China. So, like, they're actually looking for more people, more employees, and there's going to be a lot more hiring for VeChain. I mean, they also have a bunch of partnerships outside of China, like I think like Walmart China, but still you have to look at like a lot of the wine tracking, a lot of the meat tracking between Europe and Australia, and even some stuff within the United States. So I don't actually think they're controlled by the government. I mean, they're headquartered in Singapore. I think a lot of their people have actually moved down there, and but they do have offices in China, and that's actually, I think, where the interview was actually taking place. It's for people that noticed, it was actually featured pretty prominently. And I think it's going to be one of the major blockchains that China is actually going to use. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.